This build is about the educational system being based on magic. Check.
Yes, sir.
The early educational system in America was birthed by Freemasons. They supplied the lodge as a classroom. They funded the first teachers. They pushed the whole educational thing before it became state sponsored, no problem.
Hmm.
So we have to look at Masons. The foundation of Masonry is King Solomon. He's not the inventor, he's just what they base all of their rituals off of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, according to the Bible, King Solomon is the wisest man on earth,
Hmm.
and wisdom equals magic. The three wise men were not originally called the wise men. They were originally called what?
The three magi.
The three magi. Before I continue on, who am I talking to in particular about these words?
It's the wordsmith himself, the Edom man, the neighborhood etymologist, D. Calico.
You know, I'm not talking to some random guy. I'm talking to the etymologist himself.
Yes, sir.
So when we say the word wisdom, these three
Correct.
wise men, they're actually three magi. And magi is the root word of what?
Magic.
Magic. So wisdom equals magic. Now let's go into the occult version of it because we're dealing with masonry in schools. King Solomon has all of this wisdom, but we know this is magic. And this magic he's given is a spiritual magic because obviously we're in the Bible. And he uses these spirits to build a Masonic temple. This is spiritual wisdom to build something physical. So the Masons create the first schools, physical schools to give you spiritual wisdom. So when you go to school, the original elementary schools are actually called grammar schools. What say ye?
Yes. Well before the word elementary school, it was definitely called grammar school.
And when we're dealing with the etymology of grammar,
It's grimoire,
grimoire.
which are magic spells.
Okay, so now we're getting spooky with it. No, we're not getting spooky. We're just dealing with the etymology. That's why I'm
Yeah.
talking to the
Yeah,
etymology.
yeah, we get into the meat and potatoes.
Nothing spooky. You can follow the word's evolution. And what does etymology mean before I go too far?
It's definitely the origin of
Okay.
the word.
Okay, so nothing spooky. We're just dealing with the origins.
Yeah, we just going to its inception.
Thank you. Based off your understanding, what is grimoire?
It was definitely a book of magic spell. That if you complete these utterances, then you'll get a result.
Because when we go to school, we learn how to spell.
That's the key word, spell.
What do you
That's
mean?
it refers to magic, is what I'm saying. A spell. You cast a spell.
What about the word vowel? VOWEL. Is that like taking a vow? VOW?
Yes, it's exactly the same. Like a ritual. Yeah.
Speaking of ritual, I can see the word ritual because when we go to school, we have to write.
Right. Yep. And RIT, even before you put the E, just the word writ is all the same word.
When we're doing this writing and we're writing out spells, we're using a pencil. And the funny thing about it, do you know what shape the pencil is?
Is it octagon?
That's 8 sides.
Yeah, it's more like 5, right?
6, actually.
Oh, 6. Okay.
In terms of writing and spells, do you think the number 6 is significant?
Oh, yeah. Yes, hex, hex, hex.
We're just dealing with the origins. It wasn't called 6.
Before it was SIX, it was HEX. Uh-huh.
Teach.
Yes, sir.
Outside of the number hex meaning 6, what is a hex?
Yeah, hex is hecka, meaning magic. It all ties right back to each other.
When I was a kid, if somebody hexed you, that meant they cursed you.
Certainly.
So now we're using a hexagon, a curse, to write in cursive
To complete the writ or the rite.
or the ritual.
Your ritual. That's what a writ is. Yeah.
Now, we start off with these hexagon pencils because now they use graphite. You know what was inside the pencil when we were kids?
Oh, lead.
Lead.
Yeah, graphite now.
Lead is famous for alchemy. Because in alchemy, what do we do with lead?
Transmute it and turn it to gold.
Lead to gold. All of the alchemists were using lead. I've learned all my spells, all my cursive. I graduate from that lead. We go to pen. And the most famous pen is a Bic pen. Is that a fair statement in your opinion?
Yes, definitely. In this day and age.
Obviously, it's a ballpoint pen, but that's not the full name of the Bic pen. It's not a ballpoint. The full name is crystal ball point pen.
Yeah, I like that.
We graduate from lead to crystal balls. We learn our spelling, our writing. We learn the rituals. We go on to graduate. And from grammar school, we go to the university. But when we go to university,
The universe.
the universe. When you go to masonry, you practice the craft. Does the word craft stand out in any way to you in terms of magic?
100%. It's called the craft. Yep. Magic is the craft.
Witchcraft.
Yes. I was thinking that immediately, but my kids over here, they got me for a second.
When you go through the Masonic craft, you have to go through 3 degrees, which is super interesting because when we get to university,
hmm
we also have to get a
Degree.
super interesting.
hmm
Let's just say when we go to universe, we get our degree. Once we get that degree and we walk the stage, do you know what we're wearing?
You're wearing a cap and gown, and the cap in particular is a fez with the mortar board on top.
Can you elaborate on mortarboard, please?
It's very Masonic, very crafty. You know, when you do masonry, laying blocks, you're going to need mortar for the block. Well, that mortar is going to need a board, and you're going to need your trowel so you can scoop the mortar. So the mortar board is what's on top of this fez hat, and it has the tassel stapled down.
This mortarboard and cap can represent squaring the circle.
Exactly.
Square representing earth, circle representing spirit, which brings us back to King Solomon. King Solomon used spiritual knowledge to build something physical on earth. The mortarboard represents the conjunction of the physical and spiritual because we're dealing with the universe or university. And not only are you wearing your mortarboard, you're actually wearing a cap and gown. This gown is also known as a robe, and it's all black, representing Saturn. The part that I have not connected is when you graduate, you move this tassel. Do you know where you move the tassel from to?
33 degrees.
I forgot about that part. You move it from the right to the left. And that is the final step of the ritual. I think this left thing is interesting as well.
Yeah. Left meaning Lucifer.
Right, in Italian, sinestro or sinister.
And that's why you'll see on the TV shows we'll have good one on the right shoulder and the bad guys always on the left shoulder.
I was also told in the early schools, this is in the monasteries, you weren't allowed to write with your left hand, only your right hand.
yeah, they look at it as demonic, sinister.
Any closing thoughts on this whole situation with magic, masonry, and school?
Crumb definitely taking y'all in the proper direction. Eventually, the Illuminati and all other aspects that crown what we call Freemasonry will be exposed because it's all a part of that educational system. Maybe that's the center of their web because they all circle around it and feast off of it and the people within. So, yeah, we got to be aware. Shout out to anybody with their own school or their own homeschooling. Make sure y'all doing the right spells.
I know that's right. Before we close out, tell the family who you are, where we can find you at.
Y'all already know D Calico. You can find me at Crumb TV.
Thank you, brother. Peace.